Erin, welcome to your top 5 footballing moments. But before we get into those, I wanted to go right back to the very beginning. So if you could play the clip.
Okie doke.
Talk us through this day.
Yeah, I remember going down with my dad. We flew down together. It's the day that I was signing. It was all kind of new to me. I wasn't playing professionally. It was my first professional contract, and it's a club like Chelsea. You go to Stamford Bridge and you get the photos. You hold your shirt up, like it's everything that maybe a young girl dreamed of, and probably exceeded my expectations of, you know, what a club like Chelsea was, because I hadn't been exposed to that in Scotland.
How different was it coming here and just seeing the professional setup? You talk about not playing professionals, your first contract. Did it blow you away?
Yeah, first few months, I couldn't keep up with the tempo, the intensity of training. I used to go home and I used to sleep for like an hour and a half every time. I also found that being professional was the first time I got proper recovery as well, because I was juggling going to training at 7 AM in Glasgow, then going to uni, then training with my club in the evening. So I was actually training more not being professional than I was here, and I think now it kind of showed you what you needed to be an athlete and a professional athlete and survive at a club like Chelsea. So yeah, it was quite a daunting few months, you know, when you see these people on the telly, that, you know, all you watch them is on the telly in cup finals, and then next minute they're your teammates, you know, your Frank Kirby's, your Millie Brights, G So Young, Katie Chapman, that, you know, that I remember so vividly in my first few months.
And of course Emma was on there as well.
Yep.
How much of an influence was she on your decision, but also on your career at the start?
Yeah, in the beginning, Emma was the reason why I signed. I had, you know, a couple of options at the time. Didn't quite feel right. And when I came down for the trial, Emma took me to the airport and she basically told me, she was like, I'm not going to sit and guarantee you minutes here. I'm not going to make you sign for this club. Like, I'm not going to give you false promises that you're going to play, because I don't know if you're going to play, because you need to earn it. And I think that's the sort of mentality that really resonated with me and that I loved. And she was like, you know, you might play some games with the reserves, but you've got to prove it to me. I think me and Emma had the same mentality in the beginning, and somebody that just wanted to push me to my limits at that stage was pivotal for me.
Let's have a look at the first moment you chose. Talk us through this one.
Last day of the season, May 22, I just remember it so well. It was so close. Went to the final day. Man United went 1-0 up. If I remember right, my Scottish compatriot scored the first goal, and I thought, oh no, can't let a Scot ruin my title chances. So yeah, that was just an incredible day. We brought it back. I think all the fans were there. They were so loud. It was just a gorgeous day of sun. Everything was just perfect about it. And
quick one on the celebration. You look like you wanted to go to the fans, but your teammates were running back to get the game going again.
Well, it was about a half and half. Like, I wanted to do a big celly, like, oh, check that out, but nobody really fancied it, so I think that was to equalise it, so that was sort of set us on our way. Yeah, here's me going up to receive my medal. Forgot to actually collect my medal, I just wanted to jump on that podium straight away. But yeah, I think that was just a brilliant day, because when you're not expected to win and when it's all odds against you, we just have a good knack of just finding a way.
Next clip.
Tottenham, I remember that game so well. Ball came to me at the edge of the box. Got a nosebleed, I was that high in the first place, to be honest with you. I remember it coming out to me and it just sat perfectly, like when it came down off my chest, and there wasn't really any other option other than to hit it, because everyone was kind of scattered in the box. One of those ones that, you know, as soon as you hit it, it comes off your foot so nicely, and yeah, to celebrate with the fans against a rival team at Stamford Bridge was just, yeah, quality, and especially when it means so much being here for such a long time.
Currently, 2 longest serving players, Millie Bright.
Yeah.
Millie joined in 2014, you obviously 2016. How much does she mean to you?
I think, you know, if I talk on the pitch, I think Millie's just driving the standards every day. She can never turn it on or off. It's just constantly on for Millie. Like, there is no switch with her. She's just 100% driven, focused, determined every day to be the best she can be. Having her as one of my best mates since I joined has made me such a better player, because I think just watching what she does every day, and look how far it's got her. So, you know, when I see people like that and I see the effort and the hard work they put in every day, it's no surprise she is where she is. She's captain of her club and, our national team at times as well. She's just, she's a complete leader and a role model to look up to, and I love her mentality. She's just full throttle. She's exactly how she is on the pitch in terms of when she just boots the ball out. She's the exact same in training. So, yeah, I love that about her. She's just, there's nothing phases her.
How did it feel when you had to step in with Niamh as well and share the captaincy when Millie was injured? You had to step up to that plate.
Honestly, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I felt like I was ready for the moment. Millie obviously was still in the background, doing the captain duties off the pitch and stuff like that. So maybe she took a little bit of load off in some way. But I really enjoyed stepping into her shoes for a little bit, taking the armband, and it's something that I really relish. But there's one thing I would say: don't act or behave any different with the armband or without the armband. I like to think that I'm the exact same person, and whether I've got it or not, then I'm still leading and I'm still driving everyone on by my actions.
Let's move on to your next moment.
I was so hyped for this game. I remember before the game, so I just wanted to get going. I felt the energy in the stadium with the fans, like before the game when the DJ was playing the music and everyone was going absolutely mental. Like that is what I'm after. But if I just watch the clip on. Yeah, I think it was set for me to hit the shot and it was absolutely terrible, but of course Shoka's there. But yeah, what a day that was in general. I think we were there first to every first and second ball. It's one of those ones where in games like that, the game's won in the midfield and, we just got it right that night.
You broke the record attendance at the time there at Stamford Bridge, 32,970 people in there for the WSL. Those moments, those records, they'll stand out forever as first and what Chelsea have done. How nice is it to be part of them? Yeah,
like even from what we came from, I'm still proud of our roots at Staines, still proud of our roots at Kingsmeadow, but I think the way the game's grown and the growth that we're moving into, how the success of the Lionesses, as much as I hate to say that, being a Scot, has affected this league has been unbelievable, and I think that's where we're going to end up eventually, and to be a part of that is really special. But I think also this team just keeps wanting to break boundaries, like we're never willing to settle, and I think to be a part of that is what I'm most proud of, rather than be a part of like the records and the change. It's be a part of a winning team is what I care about.
And it's nice to always beat a rival as well.
Aye, there's nothing better than beating a rival. I grew up in Scotland where rivalry was the biggest thing in football. Like I think everyone knows. Of course, I'm a big Rangers fan, and I know what it means, the rivalry of football, and I've grown such an affinity to the club where I'm on that same level of rivalry with Chelsea's rivals. So yeah, it's that extra edge you have before the game.
Brilliant. Let's move on to your next moment.
Yeah, remember it well. I think this is probably one of my best games this season. In a Chelsea shirt, came at quite a convenient time. Had my mum there, so gave her a wee hand to my mum on the opposite side. I'm sure she was super proud of her. It was just one of those games where we pressed aggressively, we pressed hard. Everything came off when we had the ball, and I thought, when I'm driving forward to the edge of the box, everyone thinks maybe that I'm going to pass these days, but just one time I might just surprise you, and yeah, like nothing's by chance. Like it's what you work on in training and the analysis you get leading up to a game.
I love how humble you are, and the fact you've not mentioned that's 250 appearances for Chelsea. That's no small achievement. That's something massive.
No, it is massive. Like when you deep it and when you hear it and you think 250, given the scale that maybe we don't play the same amount of games as the men do. So I think to have that in such a short time, did I think that would have been possible when I first joined the club? No. Of course, I'd never have thought that. I was just thinking, just survive here, just survive when I joined, and then to make 250 appearances and to be such an integral part over the last years is just incredible. But I feel that I'm growing from strength to strength, and I'm improving every year, and I want to see where I can get to, and that's why, to renew with this club and to stay here felt like the right choice.
And that leads us on to our next and final moment. If you just show us the next one, talk to us about this moment here, this gentleman, and what you were thinking when you are deciding to extend your contract?
First of all, the photographers done a good job here on me. I must admit, I'm chuffed with that photo. Yeah, just taking a picture with Paul Green, who's been there since the start, was sort of the right-hand man under Emma. And I remember him right from the beginning. He's the exact same as he was then than he is now. So, you know, he's played such a big role in the evolution of this club. So, got a lot to thank for, and I'm very grateful to him for the trust that he's had in me. Like, for a young girl coming from Scotland to have the leap of faith that nobody knows them, to give them a contract when you're signing the likes of Ramona Bachmann, Maren Mjelde, Crystal Dunn at the time. Everybody knew those international players, captains for their country. Then you sign with Erin Cuthbert from Scotland. So will be forever grateful to him and Emma for giving the leap of faith on me and trusting me in the beginning. But that was the contract signing was a great day for me, because it just sums up everything that I've done in the last years, but it also reaffirms how much I love this place. You know, I wouldn't be here if I didn't love it and I didn't want to win more. You know, I know it's crazy as it sounds, how successful we've been over the years, but I still want more, and I'm still hungry, and you know, I never get tired of it.
You can swipe one more time.
Okay.
I think that shows just how happy you actually are signing that contract. 2-year contract extension,
Yep.
keeps you at the club till 2027. What do you personally want to achieve in those next 2 years?
Personally, I think the first thing for me as a football player naturally is I just want to stay fit. I want to stay fit and be available for as many games as I can, because if you're not available, then you can't affect the game. And number 2 is win as many trophies as possible. And I know that sounds quite generic, but the expectation of this club, like, you can't just say it's one trophy when people talk about the Champions League, and it's so hard to do that. And I think even like the league, the consistency over 1 year, it is a bad place and a sad place when you lose, because the expectation is that you win. But the feeling of winning a title for this club never gets tiring into me.
It's mind-blowing to think, 26 years old, been here for 9 years. Next year, the Big Ten. Are we going to have a testimonial or what?
I mean, I wouldn't mind. Wouldn't mind. That sounds quite cool, to be honest. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, maybe when I retire, but I've got so much more in the tank. Wouldn't it be fair on the other people playing the testimonial if I was still fit and well? You know what I mean? But yeah, maybe when I reflect back, it would be nice to have everyone together and people that have been such a big part of the journey. But I think for now, I'm just focusing on winning as many trophies as I can, and I still like to think that I've got more left in these young little legs.